Well, God bless India. So are they coming back, or because I got to get going here? I don't know if how long I can wait. I guess, is he going to have a session, or was it just to sort of chat around? Do you know?
I don't think Guruji expected Manoj and Vinod to turn up. So he must have
see.
planned something.
It was a surprise. Yeah, it was a surprise. Planned, surprise from our end.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then maybe they caught him off guard and he has other things he has to take care of too, right?
Yeah.
Is this Zoom meeting arranged by us or Guruji? Is it? I thought
Guruji.
it's
I think Guruji planned something for Guru Poornima.
Last year also we had a same kind of class, I think, session on this day.
You know, how did you all get the link? I had one of, I think Sri Durga sent me this link for the Zoom. Was it posted on the group chat? The
WhatsApp group. To go back to the question that Guruji asked, I've been thinking about it. What do you guys think? In what language do we actually think? Mother tongue?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I think
to express we use our language, but if we don't have to express, how will be the thinking?
Yeah, basically
what you'll do.
So what about people who are blind or deaf and dumb? What language do they think?
Smell.
Sorry?
I think they smell.
No, but they think. You cannot think. Thinking is different. Smelling is different, right?
No. If they have to, thinking is different, smelling is different. But to know things, what is happening around them, I think smell.
No, but they do think, Manjula, because if you read Helen Keller's story, life story,
yes,
she is able to describe her life before she learned to communicate through signing and all that.
Yeah.
So her thought process wasn't impacted by her lack of sight. And same with composers. You can't just compose music without thinking about it, right?
Correct.
I think, it's normal for us to think that we are thinking in mother tongue, but I think there's something else that's universal.
No,
and
I can think in other languages other than my mother tongue.
Yeah, no, but the first, what asking is, what do you do? How, what was your thought process initially before you learned other languages? Or
maybe there will be some kind of frequencies that we can receive or like that. Otherwise, if the child is just born, she cannot see. Even though they are thinking, I think
language is just a way of expression, but there is something something deep about this question that we need to analyze. Is that it's not, we don't think in a language.
We use our senses. Our eyes, our touch. Yeah, our eyes, our touch, the feel, the look, the feeling. Apart from what we see with our eyes, the thought process, the feeling that we think with our mind. Sometimes we see a stranger on the road, and we might not know, we might not speak, but there is something that goes across and comes back, which has a sense of maybe liking, dislike. So there is something beyond words that we use.
Yep.
We think in terms of our memory, maybe then. Something.
Yeah, actually,
I think
what language do people think in?
Before we learned any language, or even the animals or the small children, they probably think with the feelings of basic feelings of keeping them alive, keeping ourselves alive, like eating when they are hungry, or like and dislike. When they don't like, they'll cry. When they like, they'll laugh. So basic instincts. That's what they will. I think they must be thinking in. And then as we grow older and understand more complex feelings, we also learn to think in the languages.
Yeah, because the language comes from the prefrontal cortex, right? Which only humans, like advanced mammals or like dolphins or humans have. But the basic animals, they don't have language, but they can still experience things through five senses. So their thinking is more at the survival level, like you said, instinct based.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, basic instincts.
Can I ask a question which is probably unrelated to the point that we were discussing? Is this okay? I have this question in mind for quite a long time.
Sure, I think somebody else can answer. Why not? While we are waiting for sir, yeah.
Great. Yeah. So I wanted to know what astrological, I mean, what combinations of grahas will make anybody I see myself as very lazy person.
சரியா இன்னைக்கு குடிச்சுக்கோ நேத்துக்கு நீ குடிக்கல நீ வெச்சிட்டு போயிட்ட இத்தனும் நான் வந்து குடிக்கிறேம்மா நான் வந்து குடிக்கிறேம்மா அப்படிலாம் சொல்லிட்டு இவ்வளோண்டு தான் குடிச்சேன் அது மீதி அது மீதி தான் இது குடி
Sujata, can you mute your volume, please?
Sujata has to mute. We cannot hear the question.
Sorry.
Yeah, thanks, Sujata. So what I was saying is, what combination of grahas in Kundali will probably make a person a procrastinator or a very lazy person? Because I see myself as I understand everything, the importance, but I still do not have that spark to get up and do things, which are important. So probably is this because my moon is with sun and like in 13 degrees apart, or is it Ketu in the 10th house, or any other combination that you probably know what makes a person lazy or a procrastinator?
But is Mars like, I think when Mars is well placed, you have that sort of warrior, meaning to say go-getter attitude, and you want to do things. I don't know about other grahas. So how is your Mars placed?
Mars is good. Mars is in 5th house and in Leo. I think he's
that's good. Mars in Leo is good, no?
Yes.
Okay, somebody else can give in their 2 cents.
There are some combinations for laziness also, I think, in the X-Lord in Y house. In the chart we can find
for laziness is Saturn is the Karaka, so you should see the Saturn first. The position of Saturn.
Yeah, sorry, I got disconnected in between for a couple of.
You study the Saturn in your chart. You may know the position of the Saturn accordingly.
Yeah. Saturn is in my 6th house, sitting along with Mercury, which is exalted, like in Virgo.
That means you are Aries Lagna.
Yeah, I'm Mesh Lagna.
Yeah. Okay.
Aries.
11th Lord is in 6, 12th Lord in 6. Yeah.
Mercury is exalted.
11th and 10th Lord in 6.
Yeah, Mercury is exalted, yes.
And Saturn is near to exaltation, so Saturn has good strength, I think.
Yeah, one less than the exaltation. Yeah, correct.
But if Mercury and Saturn are friends only, so there is no issue at all.
If you want to share any screen, you can now do it. Okay.
Oh, no, sorry, sir. Yeah, I think we can continue with the discussion that we started. We were just discussing one of the combination that makes somebody a lazy or a procrastinator. So, yeah.
Okay. No, you continue. Okay. I just said I've given you permission to share screen. So those who want to show something to others, you can do it.
No, I joined from phone. At least I cannot share the screen. Yeah.
You could check your 12th house, because 12th house is probably something that is moving away from your responsibilities, or maybe procrastination. You could check what is the dignity, if are there any planets in the 12th, or how and the situation of the 12th lord, where and how it is placed. Maybe that could
There
be
is a
a pointer.
Yeah, there is a combination also for 7th lord in 2nd. Then the person will be procrastinating in nature. 7th lord in 2nd.
Yeah, okay. No, that is not the case. I see my sun is debilitated, sitting along with moon and along with Guru. That is in the 7th house. So I think sun debilitation along with sitting along with moon makes me a procrastinator, and that's what I think. But yeah, but no, I mean,
what is the big question? The big question is how to get over the procrastination. Yes. A lot of us are procrastinating, but how do you, we all know how to get, because we all have the steps, but to be honest, it's not easy. It's
correct. It requires effort. It
requires extensive amount of self-control and effort and consistency, because it's easy to set into action a set of goals and plans for a certain amount of time, but to actually make it into your lifetime practice, it's extraordinarily hard. And I am completely in awe of people who actually do it every day. I cannot, but other people say I'm achieving a lot, but for me, I feel like we're not. We could be doing a lot more, but we spend a lot of time procrastinating. That's a very good question and thought to think about. But the ideal solution would be to work out how to get over it, even if somehow if we can get over it astrologically by doing some something to fix it. I would be. I think a lot of people would be very interested in that. How do you do it? It's
See, those are natural characteristics of a person, so you cannot change. If it comes in the
there
middle,
must be some combinations. There must be some combinations that the person is like that.
But
no, apart from combinations,
like
more than it requires a lot of self efforts.
Yeah.
So because it would be strengthening your Mars, strengthening your Sun, strengthening your 3rd house, astrologically speaking. Otherwise, it would have to a lot of perseverance, again strengthening the Saturn. to go
Yeah.
after it day after day after day after day. Even if you fail to stand up and get at it again, that strength would come from Saturn. So by strengthening the Saturn and using the other planets in cohesion with it, probably
Yeah.
we could get that.
It's a lot,
What
and also to
what is
do
the
with
topic?
karma as well.
What is the topic about?
Absolutely.
Laziness.
How to
Laziness.
overcome, how to overcome laziness,
Procrastination.
How to overcome
How to overcome
procrastination or laziness.
or are there some combinations that represent in a chart these things?
See, before going into assembly, wait, before you go into the combinations, what would be the root of laziness? Which planet or which planet can you associate?
Saturn, sir.
Saturn, sir. Saturn.
Saturn and Mars.
Saturn.
and
Moon.
Moon as well.
Saturn. Saturn.
Saturn. Well, can anybody say why Saturn? It's most
Slow
probably
moving planet.
Slowest moving, slowest moving planet.
so. Saturn must be the reason, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So during Sadhasati, does the person become more a procrastinator?
Wait a minute. I have some trouble with my. 1 second. Are you hearing any feedback from my side?
Yes, we are hearing, sir. You're hearing background noises. We can hear you, sir.
Just a minute. Let me connect to this so that I can take off the. Yeah, I think I. Yeah. Okay, first Saturn. Okay. Then, with regard to combination or house, which house will be the most connected to?
10th house, sir. 10th house.
Eighth house. Eighth house.
12th.
Sir.
See, in the context, you'll have to speak like what really happens in laziness. When you, what will be the byproduct of laziness?
Third house, you are saying,
Sleeping.
sir.
Not doing work on time. Not doing work on
Sixth
time.
house.
Avoiding the
So,
work. Sir.
Avoiding
no,
the work.
no. What will happen for a one? See, if you interview the richest man in this world, you will say, "I got up first, earlier than most of you. I got up at 4 a.m." This is the standard answer for all of them, right? Billionaires and millionaires. Okay, they'll always say that I got up early. So the early thing will be there, and out of this, what is born? Out of this, activity is born. Out of activity comes
Mars.
comes achievement and wealth. Okay, so you just say the opposite of all this. So when we say get up in the morning, that is the biggest what you have to do urgently if you ever wish to become richer, etc. Then you say get up early. What would be the opposite of it? Sleep.
Sleep.
So
12th house.
when you lie down in the bed
Yeah, get up late.
longer than normal, which house will be involved in it?
12th.
It's almost 12th house only, because you take an example of even a sannyasi. This is only in context. Okay, he doesn't want to work. In which world? In our world, in our worldly life, he doesn't want to work. He says, no, I don't want. I'm not interested. So from the worldly point of view, a sannyasi is wasting his time. Only from a spiritual point, is going towards great achievement. So the 12th house is definitely connected to being lazy. Okay, um, or being lazy is waste of time. So wasting, losing, all that is that. And the third house is I did it. I am the greatest. My inclination.
Awakening, sir, saying is.
Yeah, awakening, beautiful, because it is the opposite of ninth. Okay, in ninth you will see dreams, your fortune, and so they are interconnected also. Opposite houses are not actually opposite all the time. They are interconnected. Okay, So they're interconnected. Wait a minute. How long we've been? Because this video will get long. So just a minute. Okay. Okay, let it go on. How much is it? Where does it show how much time? Okay. So we have third house definitely connected. Okay. Fourth is comfort. So to be lazy, is it comfortable or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Surely there is no doubt about that, right? To be lazy is comfortable. Lazing, sloth, one of the deadly sins. I think in one of our sessions we had this, right? The 7 deadly sins of Christianity.
Yes.
And we did all that. So,
Sir, and also in Bhagavad Gita, you had given that slide where you had the meanings of each of the words of the verses.
yeah, we had that also.
Yes.
So I think fourth house, you enjoy comfort in such a way that you lose. Okay. So fourth lord in the 12th is the highest one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Addictions. But see, please do not think addiction means only coffee or something. It could be alcohol. It could be not only this. It could be generally addicted to laziness. In today's world, what
All
would
the
be one
kids
of
nowadays addicted to internet.
yeah,
Sir, addiction is 5th house,
no,
right?
no. Addiction in a certain way. That is a pure mind-related stuff. Addiction is 5th house. But when you are actually see in addictions, there will be activity also. You know that. See, you look at
Yeah.
sports people. In sports people, most of them are taking drugs. You know that. They are
Even music guys also, they will.
music guys. All 5th house guys will be involved in that. So that's not. I mean, that's a different kind. When we say 4th lord in the 12th, it's like to make sure, or he's using comfort in a different way. He's losing because of comfort. Okay.
I mean, drugs will not come under 4th house addictions, right, sir?
No, definitely not. That comes under 5th house affliction. Okay.
Okay.
And but of course there'll be small links with anything. But if you look at 4th lord in the 12th, it is loss of comfort. It is loss of comfort. And when a lazy person, you look at the lazy driver I have. Whenever I call him, he says, "Sir, how much time, sir?" He is in poverty all the time. He complains to me, sends messages. "Sir, can you please transfer Google Pay 500? I'm in a very deep shit," and like that he will say. But why? When we call him for work, he'll say, "Do I have to work? How long? How many hours? Oh my God, I have to work, is it?" So he wants just the happiness. So he's using, he drinks and he sleeps. Drinks and sleeps. That is one type of 4th house. Okay, so it's from that. There's one more thing where I think you'll have to refer to BPHS 3 and 8 or 8th and 3rd, something like that. Because I think it's something to do with because 8th house is 9th, from the 9th it is the 12th. So laziness is actually adharma, you know that, because Sri Krishna says even the tiniest of things, even the I mean, we can't even use the word ants, because ants are the most active. So there is nothing in this universe which will be in a state of inactivity. So that is the nature of the universe itself. Look at the planets. It keeps moving round and round. Think about the entire Earth. If it sits quiet, finished. It's going round and round continuously. Okay, it goes on.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
you look at the
Sir,
electrons.
8th lord in 3 is
8th lord in
laziness,
3.
sir.
8th lord in 3. 8th lord in 3rd. So 8th lord in 3rd or 3rd lord in 8th? Can you check?
8th lord in 3rd is indolent. 3rd lord in 8th is thief, sir.
Why would a fellow steal? Can you guess?
Because of
Laziness.
because they don't want to work and
Because he doesn't want to work.
the money.
They don't want to work. So you want to get it easily. But why 8th house there? Can you guess? 8th house.
So 8th house is the house of disappointments. And
No, what if a thief
Secret
gets
house.
a diamond?
Sudden
What would-
wealth.
8th house is, the key word is what? Sudden.
sudden. Yes, sudden.
So
What
I
is nature?
think third lord in eighth and eighth lord in third is almost the same, because the eighth house is a special house because of the nature of the sin. So I think eighth house has lots of past life sins connected to it, much more than the other houses. Maybe 6 and 12 is the result of sins, but 8 is actually the house of one of the houses of the big house of sin. So, uh, in Brihat Parashara Varshastra, the Dashas and Antardasha, sometimes even planets placed in the sixth, for some planets is exempted the problem. He will not say it's bad. Only 8 and 12, 8 and 12, 8 and 12. So 8 and 12 seems to be the big house. Okay. So
Sir, yeah, you are true. From moon, my fourth lord is in 12th.
see, from moon, the power of a yoga is only 50%, which means you can overcome it. But from Lagna, it comes, you have already taken the birth with that attitude. And so, for somebody to change you will become very difficult. See, actually, there's something called the Swabhava. You took birth with this plan. You were made, you took this, you grabbed those things in the genetic system, which is already there in the genes. Um, like in a family, you will see always one person is lazy, like that. So there is a so suppose all habits, all our attitude, they will be connected to genetic systems, genes. You believe in this? Do you think the habits are, totally unconnected to genetics, or it's only mind related, nothing to do with genetics? So when we'll come back to this topic,
It's
but
all karma, sir.
see, we all know we are in astrology, so we know it's all karma. But how does the karma work? So karma has a working mechanism. Karma has a working mechanism. So if you have one karma, you need to make it work. How will you make it work? You will get into a family having these possibilities in terms of both mental and physical. And even if you have to see, every time I see somebody born physically or mentally challenged, the one of the father or the mother has big time putra dosha. So the putra dosha is there, and then a child having those things join there. So what will the mother or father say about a lazy boy or lazy daughter in the house? You think they'll enjoy it?
No,
They
sir.
be they be shouting, get up, get up. And the more they say get up, the other boy, the boy who's lazy, he'll say he'll be wild. So from his point of view, maybe even he has fourth lord in the sixth, maybe.
Yeah. So I have a
So.
question here.
Hmm.
So what about, sorry to interrupt. So what about the siblings of such a mentally ill or physically ill child? The siblings.
See, the point is whatever, whether the sibling is there or not, this child who is mentally disabled will not be able to, you will not be able to take advantage of the sibling even if there is. So, eighth lord in the third is also a minus for children, for servants to help, Sahaya Sthanam. The third is Sahaya. So, see, you won't have, even sometimes you won't have brothers or sisters at all if you have eighth lord in the third. And you will also have weakness. Your body won't be strong. Your mentality. Also, see, it will all get connected to the physical genetic system also, because this was the plan, and you will go into that body. And I think the karma actually kind of modifies the genes itself, like how what kind of genetic system it is inheriting will be based on your swabhava. So it will be like that. See, you think about it, forget astrology for a moment. There's something called dyslexia.
Yes.
Okay, just tell something about dyslexia, at least 2 or 3 points.
They cannot read A, B, C, D as it is, like alphabets as it is. They cannot do
Okay,
the math.
okay.
Yeah.
So in my office there was one guy. Okay, so we are into diary making. We make astrology diaries and astrology calendars. You know how sensitive the data is. If you put the number, if you change the number like this, it completely everything goes haywire. Okay, dashas and antardashas. So, sorry, nakshatras and tithi and yoga and karana and all that, not dashas. Okay, so where he wants to say um, 14, he will say 14. I mean, oh, sorry, no, sorry. He means 14, but when he types, he will type it as 41. Now think about this, how serious this matter is. For him, that is perfect. Now you can't tell him, why don't you think? So my wife kept on saying this to him. Are you having anything inside your head? Are you having this one, that one, you know? So, you know, we call, we say clay. But actually it's made of the substance that clay has. Our brain has most of clay. Hmm? What was I saying? So when you tell a person, you think, same thing. You are lazy, get up. He can't get up. Do you understand this? Actually, it is
Yes.
already partly destined. So it will match with the successful horoscopes. So once the horoscope has got a lot of these things, they will have this, these abilities. They will be very much interested in getting up on time. They want to do certain things in a certain way. But you will think, how nice, this guy thinks like this. But his thinking will be part of his karma itself. So we have a problem here. It's not so easy. You see, 9th Lord in the 8th, bordering on atheism, not so much convinced with God. And your remedy is what? You are telling him to go to temples. He will not see. He will not understand this. Like in dyslexia, you accept it. Okay. So in my school days, now I remember, because as a Rotarian, we did a lot of projects on dyslexia. It is during that time I figured this out. Oh my God, there is something called dyslexia. And this explains why certain students in my school was regularly beaten up by the teachers. And I used to think, poor children. Now the world is understanding. No, you can't touch them because they are that. Okay, so please understand, when there is something called Swabhava, one type. I don't know if I told you this already. On the terrace when I walk, there is a mentally challenged boy who's always walking. And when he walks, he keeps on uttering the same word again and again. But he's not actually mentally challenged. I don't know, maybe some levels of what do you call that? Not dyslexia. There's another word. Okay, so
autism, sir.
Autism. I think even in that, I think there are some levels. So
Yes,
I tried, once I called him up and said, I hope his mother doesn't see this video. Okay. If she sees it, I'll have to apologize to her. I said, come here. We had a chat generally. He speaks very well. And so I told him, just say this Om Namah Shivaya as we walk. Let's try. He said Om Namah Shivaya. And then he started walking. One more step, Om Namah Shivaya. One more, Om Namah Shivaya. That's it. The next is 2 2 2 2 1 3 4 6 9 3 4 1 2 3 6 7 9. That's it. I tried this 4-5 times and then I gave up.
Sir, we are not able to see you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So that was the situation. So do you see this? So if you say, please take effort, you can't be like this. So I feel that when you attend a motivational lecture, actually, according to me, it's of no use. In fact, most of even our gods and rituals are also not much of use, because we are still one type. Have you heard of this? When people get into trouble, I know one guy who said, I've broken all the idols in my house. Sorry, the photos. I broke all the photos. Now that's the time when he needs God so desperately, and it's precisely at that time he does the worst thing possible. And when you break or you disfigure anything divine, the punishment increases 2 times. Life gets worse. At least if you're an atheist, you will not be punished so much because you broke these things. The insult. So when you insult, it's quite different. So we have a problem on hand. It's not so easy as you think. Okay, I can change. Of course, we should keep trying. But where does it start? It starts with the person wanting to change. I want to find out. I want to change. In this example, what I was doing on the terrace, if that boy had told me even once, how do I stop this? But will he ever say that? That is the reason why astrology continues to work. It continues to impress people. It continues to, like, oh my God, I can't believe astrology works like this. This is a reaction. Why? Because we are unable to change. That's a real reason for that. Okay.
Yes.
So what are your thoughts about what I have said so far?
Yeah, I'm happy to some extent, sir. It is from moon, not from Lagna. So I think I can change. I'll try.
Yes, if it is on the moon, you have a greater chance. Okay. From moon, you have a greater chance to change.
Sir, in some charts, there will be both combinations, sir. Activity combination and lazy combination, sir. It is not a pure laziness or a pure activity combination.
Actually, it will be average only. And you can't say average at the same time. Maybe in bad periods, in Dasha Antar Dasha scheme, they will express the laziness much more more often. Because I remember in my moon period, I was quite lazy. I think it had a dent in my academic performance because the moon was in the 8th house. 7th lord in the 8th is also a kind of a problem, but I experienced it only in moon Mahadasha. After that, it did
7th in
not.
2nd is also laziness, sir.
7th in 2nd.
Procrastination.
Delay. Okay. I think
Sir,
that yeah.
Sir, what are your views? What are your views? Recently, we can see that due to COVID, since last 2 years, things are stagnant. So, a lot of laziness have come because of the situation of COVID. Maybe that is not reflected in a chart or swabhava of a person, but because of the situation in by the nature, that is seen in most of the children.
As far as astrology is concerned, our only whatever we have on our hand is only the horoscope. So, from the horoscope point of view, if we see something, we can explain it. But if we are unable to explain it from the horoscope, our effort stops there. After that, it goes into other realms. It's not in our hands after that. Okay, so our world is only the planetary system. The rules are stated in astrology books, and that's it. After that, if you say something else has happened, or if you use some other logic, we can't help. Maybe other sciences may help. Okay, and one more thing, I have to go. I have some important people from Delhi, New Delhi, some politicians have come, so I have to be with them for some time. So please continue the discussion. This is I'm going to start a new recording. I'll come back.
Sir, please do upload it, sir.
Surely, I'll upload it. Okay, yeah.
Happy
Poornima,
sir. Thank you very much.
I missed lot of parts of it. That's why.
You missed some parts, is it? Okay.
Yeah, a lot of parts I missed, sir. That's why.
Okay. We will do it.
Thank you.
I can produce it any number of times. Don't worry. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.